How are you? Hope you're ready for some math. Yeah, here we go. This week our focus is triangles, quadrilaterals, and missing angles. Ooh! Here we go. What kind of triangle is this? Well, in order to answer this question the way you need to answer it, you have to know about the three kinds of triangles. The three kinds, in this case anyway, there's actually lots of kinds, but the three kinds we're talking about right now. One of them is an equilateral. Equilateral? Did I spell that right? I can't believe I spelled it right. Equilateral triangle. Another is an isosceles. Didn't spell that right. That's what spell check is for, kids. Alright, there we go. That's a little better. Isosceles triangle. And the third and perhaps most important, no, I'm just kidding. They're all equally important, is the scalene triangle. Booyah. Boom, boom, bam. And the easy way to remember which triangle is which is to remember that there are two ways to figure it out. One way is with the sides of a triangle. Another way is with the angles of a triangle. Alright, so you know that you're looking at either sides or angles. Which one actually doesn't matter that much. Okay? Here's what does matter. If it's an equilateral triangle, all three things will be the same. I mean, all three sides will be the same, or all three angles will be the same. If it's an isosceles triangle, two of them will be the same. Two sides or two angles. If it's a scalene triangle, none of them will be the same. None. Zero. They'll all be different. Either sides or angles. Now look at this triangle. Look carefully. You can pick the sides or you can pick the angles. They show you the angles, don't they? And they show you that two of them are the same. So what kind of triangle are we dealing with here? Ding, ding, ding! Isosceles! Wow! So this is an isosceles triangle. If all three sides or angles were the same, it would have been equilateral. And if nothing was the same, it would have been scaling. Keep it tuned in to future videos to see what other examples look like. Let's move on. Here's some more of these shape riddles that we play with all the time. I like these. And I like when you get them right. So read carefully and figure out what they're talking about. Steve's sister drew a shape that had 10 sides. What shape could she have drawn? Now, if you didn't have multiple choice, you might have been like, what? I don't know what a 10-sided shape is called, or maybe you do. But luckily, you have a chance to learn. You might not know the name, but just look at the shapes. Find the one with 10 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah! It's this one! Which one? Try reading it first. What do you think that is? Decagon! Sounds like some kind of crazy Pokemon or something. But no, it's just a purple shape with 10 sides. It doesn't have to be purple. Doesn't have to be purple. In this case, it's the purple one. 10 sides is the important fact. Let's move on. Pay attention, 5th graders. Pay special close attention. What is the measure of the missing angle? What? I think I remember seeing these on the benchmark, Mr. Graham, but what? It's not as bad as you think. Here's your chance to get these ones that you got wrong before. Here's your chance to get them correct. First, what shape is this? It's a triangle. That's important. That is important. I'm just going to write triangle. Second, how many degrees total are in a triangle? I'll tell you. 180. You might not have known that yet. That's what you have to know. Triangles have 180 degrees as their total. Their total degrees. Like if you added them all up, it would be 180. There you go. With that information, you can figure out what the missing angle, what that question mark is. Because think about it. If all of it is supposed to be 180, then this plus this plus this will equal 180. So let's add up the first two. That's step 3. Add up the first two. 52 plus 50, that's going to give us 102. But we need to be 180, don't we, for the total of a triangle? So in order to find that, all you have to do is subtract 180, what our total is supposed to be. Take 180 and subtract whatever you added up to, which is 102. So 180, which is the total, minus 102, which is what you added up to get, and that will give you the final angle. Final angle! Can't do 0 minus 2, so we borrow to get 10. That turns that 8 into a 7. Anyway, 10 minus 2 is 8. 7 minus 0 is 7. 1 minus 1 is nothing, so I'm just going to leave it blank. Final answer, the missing angle is 78 degrees. Whew. That was a new skill. It was, unless you learned it on your own somehow. Is it a triangle? Yes. What does that mean? 180 total. Add up the stuff you do know, all right? Then take that and subtract it from the total that we already talked about. That gives you the final answer. It's a 4-step process. A 4-step process. Yeah. Triangle, 180, add them up, subtract from 180. Booyah! Final answer. Moving on. This is not a triangle. It might look a little bit like a triangle, but it's not. Because it doesn't have 3 sides. It has like one side, then a crazy other side, then some other side over here, and then a 4th side. Oh my goodness. Look at this 4th side. Oh my goodness. Blah, blah. What does that mean? Does that mean we can't solve it the same way we solved it before? Yeah, it does mean that. Because it's no longer a triangle. It's a quadrilateral. So I'm just going to put quad. Quad means 4 in this case, okay? It means 4. 4 sides for a quadrilateral. 2, we have to know what the total is. Guess what? Guess what, kids? The total for a quadrilateral is not 180. What is it? Let me show you something real quick. I'm going to draw a line. And I'm going to draw it from there all the way up to there. Now, someone with a sharp eye would see that I took this quadrilateral and I just showed you that it's made up of 2 triangles. It is. A triangle here and a triangle there. So, if it's made up of 2 triangles and one triangle was worth 180, what do you suppose a quadrilateral is worth? Double that, which is 360. Hey, just like a circle. Yeah, just like a circle. You're right. Anyway, the third thing is to add, just like before. But instead of adding 2 angles, you have to add all the angles you know, which is the 3 angles, which is a little more adding, a little bit harder, and you have to be extra careful that you don't make a mistake along the way. 104 plus 42, I'm going to go ahead and do that in my head since I'm running out of space. That will give you 146. And then 146, I'm just going to write it down so I don't forget, plus 79. Let's go ahead and do that on paper. 6 plus 9 is 15. Carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. Plus 7 is 12. Carry that 1. Add those 2 ones, get 225. All right, 225. When we add all 3 of those angles together, we still have to figure out what the missing one is. Let's go over here for step 4, just so I have more space. You take the total, which we discussed is for quadrilateral 360. Take that total, and then you subtract. What do you subtract? 225. What we did all of our addition to get to of the other angles. If we subtract correctly, we will find what this missing angle is. Let's borrow to turn that 0 into a 10. That makes that 6 of 5, of course. 10 minus 5 is 5. 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. Final answer, 135. That missing angle is 135. If we added them all together, it would equal 360, the total measurement of degrees in a quadrilateral. Whew. So you can see how the steps for figuring out the missing angle for a triangle and quadrilateral are similar. It's kind of like the same process, but different shapes have different totals. Yeah. Triangles have 180. What the heck? And a quadrilateral, a shape with 4 sides, has 360. Here's our discussion problem for the week. You have a triangle, and Andrew constructed a triangle so that angle 1 and angle 2 were the same size, and angle 3 measured 80. What is the measure of angle 1? This is a little trickier than what I just showed you, but you have to have the skills of what I just showed you to even figure this out. Now you know what shape this is. It even says so in the directions right there. And hopefully you remember what the total degrees should be for that shape. Now they're telling you what is the measure of angle 1. Now these both have to be the same, okay, because it says that up here. Angle 1 and angle 2 were the same size. It says that right there if you're reading carefully. And if you add them all up, they have to equal 180. So, what could angle 1 be? Remember, angle 2 should be the same, and if you add all 3, you get 180, because that's the total for a triangle. Is that too tough? Don't worry if it's too tough, because that's a discussion point, something we'll talk about in class. Here's your pop guide real quick. What kind of triangle is this? Remember when we talked about triangles and stuff in the beginning? What kind of triangle is that? What kind of triangle is that? Oh, can you solve this riddle? What are we talking about here? Uh-oh, a triangle with the missing angle. Uh-oh, a quadrilateral with the missing angle. Is this week going to be tough? Potentially. Perhaps the toughest week of geometry we've had so far. But, you can just rewatch the video and remind yourself what to do. Watching it once or twice won't kill you. It'll probably help you. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Good luck.